we're doing today. The other day I posted a little joke picture on the YouTube Machinist Facebook page, and it was just a joke. You know, I was just baking some goods and just posted a quick picture of the KitchenAid, and it got more likes than I thought because I was just doing it for a joke. So I think there's some comments about attachments and tooling, so I figured I'd just do a quick video on it. And of course, you got the good old whisk. That's nothing special, but it works good. This is the factory mixer. It only has rubber on one side and it's like painted. Just a regular paint. It's not. I forgot what I was going to say, so we'll skip that. But here's the one I use most. Believe it or not, it's plastic, but it has rubber scrapers on both sides, and it fits the bowl nice and cleans all the sides. So I think it was an Amazon purchase. Cheap money. It's plastic, but you're not using it to mix bread. And then the good old coat hanger attachment, and you know what AVE calls it, but I won't go there. But I never use this. I don't bake bread, so never used it. But that zinc Zymax stuff that he was raving about on his review of this thing. So that's it. This is just a 5-quart glass bowl one with the tilt head. I wanted the glass bowl. I don't like the bigger stainless steel with the moves up. So I went with this route. But there's all the attachments there. But this video is for, this is the mill portion, so we're just making mill jokes. And we got lathe attachments. So, a good one is good, basically making hamburger, chopper, grinder, but it's good for doing hamburger and, shredded cheese and stuff like that. So, this is a quick one. I might do a video on this, might not. But what this video is going to be is the lathe attachments that we would call them in the machine world. But this is basically a slicer, spiralizer, paler, and does some fancy stuff. And this is another attachment. It's the sheet cutter. This is good if you're making vegetable like lasagna. It really does come out good. It's good. It's one of my favorite things to do when using this machine. So I got the 2 attachments here. I got 2 zucchinis with the lockdown. There's not much for vegetables out there. I'm not running around looking for them. So they had 2, and you have to get a certain size because you can't do too long. You cut it down to size, but you just, it's better just buying the right size, and you can't do too fat. So you have to get the perfect size to get the best use out of this. So I'll set up and show you how this works. Okay, what comes in the package is 2 cutting heads. Here's a shield where the cutting head is, and so there's a little shield. This is a thin one, thick slice, thin slice. So it comes with 2 of those. The main body, it's a pretty beefy. It's, I'd say probably aluminum, or it could be that Zymax metal, but it's beefy. This is plastic, but everything else is pretty good. Runs off the square drive on the end. It's a pretty good unit. It's like our self-ratcheting too. So it's been a while since I used it, so I have to set it up and figure it out. It's basically the stabber. You stab that through the zucchini or whatever vegetable you're using, and that's what holds it in place. So let me wash the veggies and I'll be back. Okay, got the zucchini all prepped. Basically, you want to take the end tool holder, probably what you call a dead center, and stick it in there. Then you have to stick that on the machine. Stick in the, basically it's like a faceplate setup. Stick that on there. That's your center, and you Pick your tooling. I'm going with my thick blade. Inserts. Raise the shield. Inserts there. You pull the lever all the way back. Turn the machine on your speed. And pull towards you. Release the handle. And we got lathe action. Reset. Hello. Same thing. Center up your work. That's it. It's pretty straightforward. Easy to clean. Basically all you have to do is wash these 3 pieces in hot water and cleanup's done. So let me do that, and I'll bring back the spiralizer attachment. Okay, the next attachment is the spiralizer or paler attachment. Same thing, square drive, made out of Zymac or aluminum, whatever it is. Don't know. And that bolts in the machine, lock it down. You got your stabby in that you put in your vegetable. Then you have basically 2 sets of peelers. You know, let's see here. I hate cameras. There we go. Large core peeler, small core peeler. And same thing. Small core spiralizer and large core spiralizer. And this is just your peeling attachment. So I'm gonna go with the peeler, but figured to do something different and do the spiralizer. So you basically just wanna, same thing, try to get centered as good as possible. Okay, and this one you have to cut the veggie to the right size. And basically it's a self-feeding lead screw, so you turn it on and let it go at it. And this is good for like the big fat chunky squashes and stuff. Yeah, all you have to do is move the chip tray. And basically just squishes out the center there. That's what you see dropper going, some of the seed center. That's the end. Get a little bit more, self-feed it all the way to the end. So that's the attachment. So you can see it's a pretty universal milling lathe machine. Yeah, I have to apologize. I forgot to show the making of the zucchini lasagna. But basically it's the peeled zucchini sandwiched in the spiral zucchini with cheese and tomatoes and all the seasonings. So sorry I forgot to film the making of it, but that's outcome. Okay, today we're gonna go with the milling attachment. Basically, gonna mill up some steak to make some hamburgers. So the basic attachment bolts onto the machine. You got the auger, square drive. Two different size cutting heads. We're going to go with the coarse. And we got the cutter. Put the cutter on. Lay it on and put your lock nut on. And you got your little plunger. So I marinated a few pieces of steak overnight. So I have some nice zesty steak. Let me find a bowl here. That should be big enough. I'm just going to cut this up in smaller pieces, make it easier to feed through the grinder, and I'll bring you back. Okay, got all the steak cut up in pieces here, and you do want some fatty meats. It helps with hamburger taste. We'll start with a little center, we might have to go up. Once the steak gets going, it's pretty much a sub-feeder. But sometimes it takes a little bit to get it going. There we go. You can hear it. Fatty piece. We're in the middle. Crank it up. There you go. That's the end. And then you do have to let it run a little bit, get as much out as you can. Take it apart and just clean the rest. That is some nice marinated tasty hamburger meat. It's all pre-seasoned. Just have to make patties and you're ready to go. That's it for the mill and lathe attachments. Have a good day.